What is up, ladies and gentlemen of the Uverse? It's your boy MtnMoto coming at you with a response video. I actually recorded a response video for CmMoto's video last week, and then Dafobra had to go and drop a bomb this morning. It really got me thinking, what's up, brother? And it made me come up with a couple other points of view that I really wanted to add to my response video of CmMoto's. So instead of adding to, what I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna throw that motherfucker away and I'm gonna start fresh. And what I'm responding to is the concept that big moto vloggers, big channels, meaning those gold button boys and girls, over 100,000 subs, don't need to reply, don't have to be active in their comment streams. That kind of bullshit pisses me off, and here's why. 6'4" Honda, Do It With Dan, Chase on Two Wheels, Motonosity, M13, shit, the list goes on and on and on. I'd bring up Swarook, but that motherfucker, you just can't get him to stop being active, man. He's all over the map, but he's a gold button user too. Yami Noob. The hell with being afraid of naming names, man. I'm gonna name them all. Jake the Garden Snake, Do It With Dickhead. All them motherfuckers, I'm calling y'all out. And here's why. Now for this, we're gonna have to take a trip back in time, and we're gonna have to think about what life was like when you first started, when we first started our YouTube channels. Let's think about when we first started. When we first started, we're working 40, 60, 80 hours a week at another job or two to make ends meet, and you've got this vision in your head of lollipops and sugar plum fairies and all this bullshit that goes along with internet YouTube fame and how it's gonna be the cakewalk. Well, I got news for you, motherfucker. It's just another job, and you've got to do all aspects of your job. Now, back in the day, 5 years ago, 10 years ago for some of you, like M13, and I know Dafobra, you've been at it for a long ass time, and Jake's been at it for a while too. But back in the day, YouTube really wasn't that big. Why? Because people didn't know the ins and outs, and YouTube didn't have all the features for the follow-up and for community interaction. They were new too, but now it's all morphed. It's all changed. YouTube is a job, and as a job, you got to be good at all aspects of it. You got to do everything, brothers and sisters. You got to be out there supporting your channel. You got to be out there spreading the good word. And it's just a requirement of the job. Sorry. Back in the day, you would work your 40 hours a week at your 9 to 5, whatever it may be, hoping that someday your YouTube channel could grow to the size where you wouldn't need that 9 to 5 anymore. Well, I think therein lies the problem. YouTube at no point in time should eliminate the 9 to 5. It should replace it. And herein lies the other issue, and it goes to a whole societal issue where we as society want the easy money fast. But do you really think CEOs, do you really think executives are only putting in 40 a week? Hell no. Executives are putting in 70, 80, 110 hours a week. They're busting their ass every day, trying to make their company big, trying to make themselves more money. That's what it's all about. Let's not fool ourselves. They're not doing this out of the kindness of their hearts for all their little workers. And some of them don't put in those hours. You know what happens to those guys and girls? They get fired. A couple years down the road, they lose that cushy job. They're now back starting a couple rungs down from where they had attained because they stopped working. Your community interaction is part of your job. If you enjoy it, if you embrace it, it can be wonderful. Especially if you go into it with the right attitude and you disregard all the hate and the dumbasses. And you just focus on the true fans. The guys that are clear, guys and girls, I'm sorry. Every time I say guys, just know I'm thinking guys and girls. Or whatever your sexual orientation or identity is. Whatever you are. It's just a generic term. Where was I? But interacting with your community is part of your job. If you embrace it, if you love it, your community will embrace you. They will love you. And not just because of the content that you put out, because that applies a whole lot of pressure on your content. That means that every video has to be top notch. And let's be realistic. That just doesn't happen. As much as we'd like to think it does. It just doesn't happen. That every single video is tip-top. Fucking best you can knock out ever. Because if you do that, then man, that bar just keeps getting raised and raised and raised. And eventually you're going to fall so far below the bar with what used to be an average video, and you still feel is a good video with a good message, good topic, good editing, whatever the case may be, that it all slips by the wayside, and that your entire crowd, your entire audience goes, man, they're just not even trying anymore. So you got to get them to buy into you. You've got to form that personal connection with your audience. And that takes work. And I hate to say it, I'm sorry, boo-hoo-hoo, you're going to have to work. Sorry, boys and girls of the YouTube creator community, but just like an ugly girl or any guy, you're going to have to work. It's just the way it is. YouTube is a job now for you. You've converted it. You've changed it from a passion and a hobby into a career. And as such, it doesn't eliminate your 9-to-5, it replaces it. And we hear all these comments. I've seen a lot of comments about, oh, but do you know how many comments they get when you have 500,000 subscribers or even 200,000 subscribers? You can't reply to all of them. You're right. At no point in time has anybody said you have to reply to each and every single one of those comments. But you do got to put in the work. You do have to get in there, and that's part of your job. You do have to suck it up and put in, you know, I'm sorry to say it, but you got to put in more than 40. A lot more than 40. And that's one of the reasons why I don't ever want MtnMoto, and I'm saying this right now, I'll put it on record, I don't ever want MtnMoto to become my career. Ever. Never. Do I want to be big? Do I want to be popular? Do I want MtnMoto to make money? Oh, hell yeah. I'm a fucking American capitalist, bitch. You bet your ass I do. But I don't want it to be my career because I've realized what that does. I enjoy this shit. I enjoy talking to you guys. I enjoy replying to my comments. I enjoy going out and making content on the fly. I enjoy not knowing what I was going to do next week. I knew I was going to do a build series on this here Baby Z. My second video, I don't know. It'll come up. I don't have that kind of pressure because this isn't my career. If it doesn't come up, I'll go out. I'll record something. For me, it's more about you. It's more about the audience. It's more about the process. It is truly a hobby and a passion for me. I haven't converted it to a career, and I don't ever want to. What's up, puppy? That dog was not happy with the bike. Hello, puppies. So I guess the point that I'm trying to bring across here is that YouTube as a career is still a job. You still have to work it. And I don't want to hear about how you can't reply to every single comment, because you're right, you can't. When you're getting 20,000 comments, 100,000 comments, well, you never get 100,000. When you're getting 2,000 to 10,000 comments, you can't reply to every single one of them, ever. You really just can't. but you can try. Perfection is not something to be attained, but something to be sought. We will never attain perfection, but we can always strive for it. But until the next time, ladies and gentlemen of the Uverse, you know I love y'all. Stay safe. Keep that shiny side up. Peace.